Pax paint is made out of Prosaid, a glue, skin-friendly glue, and pigments. So first I use the blood-colored one to simulate that there's blood inside it, just as you have blood inside your skin. And when that's dry, I put on a skin-colored one to make application easier. This guy is Torgnis Borsian, and I'm gonna apply it to him here with I'm starting off with silicone glue. I'm using Cryolan's silicone glue here, and it's quite good. The only problem with silicone glue is that in this stage here you have to be very, very careful, because as you saw there, you can't replace it. It have to come down in, in the exact right position right away. It is possible with alcohol and stuff to loosen it a little bit, but it's quite tricky. Here I have more Prosaid, and I've thickened it with Cabosil. You can buy that in most any boat shop, and when people make boats they usually use this as a thickener for the polyester. It works excellent thickening almost anything except water. There I'm using silicone glue as well. Yeah. You can see that the prosthetic piece is not going all the way down to his chest, and this is because foam latex, it always shrinks a little bit when you bake big pieces like this. So, but it can quite easily be like pulled down to be the correct place again. I've started on the cheeks here now, and for the corners of the mouth I'm using silicone glue, just as I did with the chin. There it goes down. You get a better view here. Here for the bigger areas under the eyes and everything, I'm using Prosaid glue instead, because it's much easier on the skin, and I really do hate to cause my actors problems. And I'm using a lot of powder when I'm putting the edges down. It just helps quite a lot, I think. If this would be a gelatin or silicone piece, I would not use almost any powder, because that would interfere with the translucency. What I'm doing there is that I'm putting a bit of Prosaid over the edges, and that is to cover the edges a little bit and to make them blend better with the skin. This is the next piece. It looks like I'm doing the same piece, but it was because it was filmed in the mirror before. You can see the angle on how I'm putting on the piece. It looks completely wrong, but Torgny had on his temples, his skin was so loose, so if I just put it on as it was supposed to, it just didn't work. It would crinkle up, and you will see that a little bit later on, and there will be one little crease there. But if I pulled it upwards when I'm glued it down, it would be a hell of a lot easier to get rid of those creases. You don't see that big bubble. You don't, because this was an early test makeup. He was not going to go out on stage or nothing. I was just going to try it out. Well, as you see here, I'm using Prosaid again. For the bigger areas, it's nicer for Torgny. I think you will be able to see how I'm pulling it upwards when I'm putting it on there now. That is not standard procedure, but it worked pretty well. In the background you can see the grey wig he had on as well, on top of what you will see later on. Yeah, you can see I pulled it up there. I always like to do my entire piece at once and not do the edges last like some people do, but that is just a matter of taste. I'm putting Pax paint on again over the edges and gently blends it in. Gets quite, you don't have to do very much after you've done this. You see, I put Pax paint all over his upper lip and lower lip as well, because otherwise it would be difficult for me to make that blend. Here I'm removing his stubble beard with some beard cover from RCMA. This is what most people think is really weird when I'm doing my makeups. I'm dabbing out color, like brick colored Joe Blasco, and he will look quite weird, you will see, but as I see it, this really helps me to make the surface become uneven in color, and that is really needed. If you just look at anyone, you can even look at me here in the video, and you'll see that no skin is just one color. The director of his play, he loved this stage. He usually came up and made comments about this one. Here I'm using Joe Blasco to smooth out the colours and to make it look skin coloured and realistic. I'm not using Joe Blasco anymore because they changed their formula, and right now I'm using more and more Ben Nye, which is a really good brand. I recommend it. You can see the edge in the back of the neck there. I will put some more colour on it later on here, but I didn't really have to think about those edges because I had the wig coming over there, and I put some curly hair in the back of the neck as well, and that covered everything really nicely. As this was a theatre performance, I'm putting here some more theatrical makeup on, some heavy shadows on the eyes and eyeliner, quite heavy eyeliner. But as always, I'm trying to tell everyone that, well, it's on the text there now, not to help the makeup, because if you have done a good sculpture, that all the shadows and the highlights will be there anyway. You don't have to do them. I started there on the old age, like, what do you call it? Old age dots, liver spots. Oh, brilliant filming there. I'm always using real hair for all the hair work I do. This is crepe hair. It looks like a plait or a braid, or whatever you prefer. And it comes out really, really curly. And you can just wet it just slightly and you get a really nice curliness for bushy eyebrows. I'm looking over my glasses to get some details, and you just shape it. Of course, it's important that you've powdered everything, so otherwise the hair you cut off, it will get stuck in the makeup here. So if you want it shiny, there you can see one of the little creases I was talking earlier, just in the corner of his eye. There you see it again. I shouldn't really point out everything that is bad, but that's me. Here comes the wig. It was all made on thin lace because I wanted it to be really transparent wig as well. There we had I never really liked it, but the director wanted it. He was supposed to cut his hair every day on stage, so that's why you will see he will get more hair later on, because I am taking the hair that's sticking up in the back, I'm taking it down and putting loose hair on, hair strand by strand, and combing it forward, and then he could just lift that and cut it off. I thought it was quite ugly, really, but I'm not to decide that. I'm gluing on the wig with silicone glue. I had to glue it all the way. I usually don't do that, but here was a necessity because he had another wig and a hat on, so there you can see I've covered the edge of the neck. So he had other things on all the time, so it really had to be firm there. I think the next bit when I'm putting the hair on is all removed, cut away. Don't really know what I'm doing here. He's having some problems. Well, whatever. This is about 3 years ago. Here I'm putting more hair on, so you can see how the hair in the back is sticking straight out. It's a big problem, really, when you keep working for directors. You can never really do what you want. You always have to follow someone else's ideas. Boring. I like the look of the makeup here. You can see his stubble. Not much to say about this. Just comb and spray. Comb and spray. I always think it's quite fun when you see his own skin together with the prosthetic. Even if his skin is the real thing, the prosthetic quite often look more fleshy. Hey, he was playing as well. I think I excused myself in the beginning for the filming of this one, but everything in this video was just a test and an experiment. And the commentary track you're listening to right now, this is also just an experiment to see if I could pull it off. So it's all about technology, isn't it? Tony loved to have his makeup on, and he had a good time. He never complained once. He was a real trooper. So it was fun. Okay, this is the end of the video here now, so